In ancient times, in a small village of country of Turkey nestled among rolling green hills, there lived a humble farmer named Abel. He owned a modest plot of land where he worked tirelessly from dawn to dusk. Despite his hard work, life was not easy. The soil was poor, and the harvests were meager. Abel often found himself struggling to make ends meet, but he never complained. His life was simple, and his heart was content. One day, as Abel was tending to his fields, he noticed something strange by the barn. There, nestled in the straw, sat a goose unlike any he had ever seen. It had soft, white feathers that gleamed in the sunlight, and its eyes sparkled with an intelligent gleam. But what truly caught Abel's attention was the egg the goose had just laid. It was no ordinary egg. It was golden, shining brightly like the sun itself. Abel gasped in astonishment. He had never seen anything like it in all his years on the farm. Slowly, he picked up the golden egg, feeling its weight in his hands. He had heard stories of magical creatures and wonders beyond imagination, but he never thought they would visit his humble farm. Curious and eager to understand what had just occurred, Abel placed the egg gently on the ground and looked around for the goose. But the bird appeared unbothered, pecking at the ground as if it had done this every day for years. His heart raced with excitement, and his mind began to race with possibilities. The next morning, Abel awoke early to check on his new feathered friend. Sure enough, the goose had laid another golden egg. This time, Abel was more prepared. He carefully collected the egg and placed it in a basket, marveling at the gleaming treasure before him. As he did, a thought crossed his mind. Could this be real? Was it possible that the goose would lay a golden egg every day? The next day, the pattern continued. The goose laid another golden egg, and Abel took it, storing it away with the previous one. By the end of the week, he had 7 golden eggs. It was a fortune beyond his wildest dreams. With the golden eggs, Abel was able to sell them in the village market, where people marveled at their beauty and rarity. Word of the golden eggs spread quickly, and soon, people from far and wide came to see the farmer's incredible goose. Abel's life changed in ways he had never imagined. He no longer had to worry about food or money. He was able to buy better land, build a larger house, and live a life of comfort and luxury. However, as time went on, Abel began to feel a growing sense of greed. He started to wonder, if the goose could lay 1 golden egg a day, why not more? Why not lay them all at once and become even richer faster? His desire for more grew stronger each day, and the once humble farmer became consumed with thoughts of wealth. One morning, in a fit of greed, Abel decided to act. He woke up early, just as the sun began to rise, and approached the goose. He had a plan. Instead of waiting for the goose to lay its egg naturally, he would kill the bird and collect all of its golden eggs at once. He believed that inside the goose's stomach must be a large supply of eggs, ready to be harvested. With trembling hands and a heart full of impatience, Abel grabbed a sharp knife and approached the goose. The bird looked up at him, sensing the change in his demeanor, but it made no attempt to flee. Abel, blind to the consequences of his actions, raised the knife and struck down on the bird. To his shock and horror, when he opened the goose's belly, there were no golden eggs inside. The goose, though wounded, was still alive, and there was nothing but its internal organs. Abel's heart sank as he realized the terrible mistake he had made. In his greed, he had killed the source of his fortune, and now he was left with nothing. In the days that followed, Abel tried desperately to nurse the goose back to health, but it was too late. The bird had stopped laying golden eggs, and without it, there was no more wealth to be had. The farmer's riches evaporated as quickly as they had come, and he found himself back in the same position he had been before, poor, struggling, and alone. His greed resulted as a curse.